pass from Havili was magic. The shift on for Crotty. Boom, far down you go, Quackett Smith. Me, oh my, I have enjoyed that. Yes, boy.
Sit back, relax, put your belt on, enjoy the show.
I think I'll go into Scrum-Halves. Are we okay with that?
Why not? The guys you liked annoying the most on the field.
Yeah, exactly right. All the fly-halves, they're a bit of fun too. But look, another little nagging position, the Scrum-Halves. The top picks, for me, I find this quite an easy one. I love this bloke, Tate McDermott. He had 44.7 average last year. He was the top halfback, almost by 6 points. But to second place, the difference with their points per minute was almost it was 0.21. He has 0.76 points per minute. So if we see him get more and more minutes, his backups left, the Samoan. The Samoan.
Yeah, but
Malulua, but Sorovi was injured.
Yeah.
And Sorovi is a brilliant young halfback.
I was going to say, let's not forget that he actually started the season like absolutely confusing as hell to us, but he started the season not getting enough game time.
Yeah, they actually, there was a couple times that they dropped him throughout the year as well. There was something, I'm pretty sure he was in my team. And in a couple of weeks, they just went, nah, we're not playing him this week. We're dropping him to the bench. So
yeah, if Nelson doesn't pick him up, he'll be very good.
Yeah, no, look, I think another year, another 12 months, talking about being a potential Wallaby and being in that Wallaby squad. Hopefully we see more and more minutes from him. If we see more minutes from him, he should be the number one, clearly. Yeah, that's as simple as it is for me. Yeah, other ones up there, I've got Jake Gordon. I just find this guy absolutely exciting. Getting that Waratahs captain role as well. And he looked lethal again in the Waratahs trial match, taking things upon himself. And I think he'll do it this year, They've lost your hooper to take it upon himself. I think it's going to be Gordon to take it upon himself.
He scored in that trial. He scored 2 tries and set up another 2 or 3, and he only played 3/4 of the game. Like
less than that, wasn't it?
I think he came after a quarter and played the rest of the match, didn't he? But either way, as you said, he's just going to have to carry the Waratahs in terms of maturity, and he's going to be creating a lot.
And different people take captaincy in different ways. Some of them, think they need to lead the boys around and whatever. But Jake Gordon, as all good halfbacks do, he takes that captaincy as the right to run the ball even more. So I think that's what
I want.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree. Then we've got Nick White. This is a bit of an interesting one here. We had to dig back into this.
And you wanted to keep this to yourself, mate. We wanted to keep this in the vault, mate. How could you do that?
Yeah, no, Nicky White, he was the top halfback back in 2014.
How many points?
Wow, turning the clock back.
Because back then those points did not matter. They were very different to
basically
now.
Nothing. But that wasn't the point.
The point was he was the top halfback back in those days. So I mean he was not bad in a couple occasions last year with an average of 20 points or something along those lines as well.
What I would say is that the old system where he was the top halfback, we didn't quite reward the same kind of passing game and just normal halfback role nearly the same way that we do now. So he got all those points as the running halfback. Yeah. And we saw for the Wallabies that when he wants to take the game by the scruff of the neck, he really, really does. He's phenomenal at that.
Yeah.
His points per minute were the same as Aaron Smith. Like, I'm expecting him, if he's not top 4, I'd be surprised.
I've got him down as third, above Aaron Smith.
Yeah.
So
huge.
Yeah, massive. Aaron Smith, I've got at number 4 with 38.9 average.
I think we just all can't see how Aaron Smith can possibly play better than he did at the end of that last
season. That's it, right? Like
there's a ceiling somewhere, Like,
the last couple
if he was
years,
Antoine Dupont, maybe.
Yeah,
that's it.
The last couple of years, he has just been so brilliant, and that's pretty hard to replicate again and again and again. But prior to that, he was brilliant, but not getting the same fantasy points.
Yeah.
So it's not that he's not going to be an amazing halfback. He's going to be an amazing halfback. Or whether he can still reproduce these scores week in, week out. That's something that I find hard to see if he can.
I mean,
mine is we're
calling him 4th.
Still saying top 4. Still saying close to what we were saying. Mid to high 30s is a potential. The biggest value increase, I've already touched on Nick White. He had a 20 average last year because he was playing an average 36.4 minutes. which is surprising that he got that much.
And he only played a
minutes.
handful of games.
Yeah, he played 4 games.
4 games.
So average of 20 points in each of those games in less than a half. He's their out-and-out starter. They've got Lonergan, who's obviously a talent, but he's still, a rung below.
And Isaac Fines.
And Isaac Fines, who come across from the Western Force, I've been quite excited for him. He's quite a agile, good running halfback.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got an all-round game. He seems.
We just
needless to say, Nick White plays most minutes.
Yeah. Nick White's going to play most minutes, unquestionable. We've got Jake Gordon with his captaincy in bulk minutes with 0.52 points per minute last year. That brings him up to a 41.6 points from his 32.2. If he's playing 75 minutes, and I'm going to put it out there, he's going to be playing 75 minutes. He's going to be playing bulk minutes.
For sure.
And then Jonathan Tomatine is a bit of a roughie here because TJ is gone. He's gone abroad. And then they've got Booth, who I would love to be saying Booth right now. I'd be putting Booth in that top picks for sure.
Booth would be right up there.
But he's injured. He was, I think, a point a minute last season, with 200 odd points. So he's right up there. But he's missing the start of the season as well. So it gives Tomatine a good chance to swoop in and take that starting 9 jersey.
Look, I think Tamatine's going to play 6 rounds or whatever it is until Jamie Booth comes back, and then he'll be gone.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you're looking for someone to get you through the first 6 rounds, you're not picking Tamatine in the first 5 or 6 rows of picks.
No.
But I think he's a very good value pick.
Keeping in mind, there's only going to be 8 halfbacks taken. No one's going to double up, surely, on halfbacks.
No.
So there will always be someone available for you to pick up. So he's not a bad choice if you're late and you're trying to take a little bit more of a risk on someone who we think could be a bit of a riser there. In terms of value drops, there's only one. It's quite simple. Ian Pryor. Thomas Kubeli coming across, just for me, he's got to be their first choice. Miotti there at 10 as well. The combination between the two of them. We might see both of them on the bench like we did in the trial, but I'd be really surprised.
You don't leave those players.
No, they should be starting week in, week out for them. They will be pivotal.
The Force are trying to win a game this year. You know what I mean?
That sounds rough when you say that. But look, we've got the number of value options. We've got 4. There are the 4 I listed. Tate McDermott, Jake Gordon, Nick White, and Aaron Smith. After that, you've got a little bit more risk, a little bit more unknown with the other players. When we go...
So you don't. So just for the record, when you're saying value-based picks, do you think it's a big step down to the likes of Brad Weber, Joe Powell?
I do.
Yeah, Brad Weber.
Look, I mean,
Brad Weber the top halfback 2 years ago?
No, Brad Weber's had an average of 29.5
2 years ago.
Last year, I could probably tell you what his average was 2 years ago. But I mean, he's constantly faced competition in that jersey. So. And, he might continue to face with Triple T. So,
well, Teteora Tahurirangi has not gotten much game time off him in a long time.
Well done.
Thanks.
True. So, no, he might be out there. But, look, throughout last year, pre-COVID, he was on 36 average. In that kind
36?
On that kind of little break between the two, those couple games, he had an average of 21. And then post-COVID, it was 28. So, for me, even if you average that out and you give him his last couple of years prior to that, a 41 in 2019 and a 33 in 2018, his average over all that is 32.
But 2019, you're telling me the last full season he averaged 41 points.
This full season.
And he was exceptional.
No, the last full season was this year and he got 29.5.
It's chopping changing, though.
So we should just scrap all these stats?
Could be me, but
look, he could be up there, but for me, I don't feel him as secure as the other 4.
Okay.
I think for me, it's pretty simple. Just 4 very secure people are going to be week in, week out, no questions asked.
Fair enough. What's our vault looking like?
So our vault with Katie at 44.7 and Powell at 28.6. Our vault is 16.1. So, a significant drop. It's almost 2 points per player.
Considering, I guess the big thing here is there's only 8 being taken.
Yeah.
Does anyone else see it the same way I do? It's Tate, and otherwise I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I could see Gordon right up there.
Brad Weber. There's not a huge difference between the others.
Yeah.
If you're low in that,
You just don't want the 8th, mate. You don't want to be stuck with like a Finlay Christie or something, or a Tamatine. Like that's
or
it.
Powell.
No, Joe Powell has always scored pretty consistently.
Consistently average 28.6 last year.
Consistently average, I agree.
Yeah.
Excellent. And look, Smokies, to round that up.
So Smokies, we've got Thomas Kubeli. He hasn't had consistent game time since 2017 when he was at the Brumbies. When he had similar points to Aaron Smith, who we had at second last year, and we've got in our top 4. So he'll probably be squeezing in, just outside that top 4 if he has a decent season. It's hard to know how you're going to go in this Western Force side. Lots of
Exciting.
yeah. I mean, it's very exciting, but there's not a lot of cohesion. So it adds a bit of an unknown, I think, for people in the Western Force.
Benny Darwin has little faith with the.
That's actually not true. You're putting words in his mouth. He actually thinks that the competition is pretty low on cohesion in general, which means he actually has a lot more faith than you would think on the entire side in regards to how they might deal with the cohesion.
Yeah, he says they're lower, and that's fair enough. They are lower in their cohesion. A lot of these guys coming from other countries, they're not playing, even under 20s and all this sort of coming through together.
Excellent. Now, whilst
we
Harry
got one more.
You got one more. Sorry,
mate. Falau Fakatava, don't leave that bloke out.
Oh, fuck.
If
Fakatava, mate.
Oh, nice. If he gets the chance to get some good game time, he will be very exciting.
This is a smoky by no stretch of the imagination, considering he has to beat Aaron Smith for a jersey. But I agree.
Yeah.
Let's say someone goes down Aaron Smith.
The only one that
I'd be picking him up first pick next week.
He does.
100%.
He does also have an epic mullet as well. So
he does.
He does, but he was
points.
an absolute weapon in the minor 10. But you can't see him taking over Smith. It has to be a Smith injury.